Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. We are back. We're so back. Uh, we're even more back, by the way. Okay, I don't think... I think the last video, I didn't have this. But... Want to know something? Finally, after a lot of grinding out shit, finally we have his Winjin. Look at that. Yes, I never had a Monato Winjin before this, and now all of a sudden I have a full Monato Winjin with an extra. So that shows you. I've done a lot of fucking... I nearly got to Pity, and I got it on the last one. Or not the last one. It was close to the last. I finally got his Winjin after all that. It made me go through a lot of pulls. But now we don't have to worry about pulling that. Now I have it. Now it's all about getting him leveled up to a point to where he's decent. His team is... currently for him, I have it, so it's Lucia, Pulchra, Billy, with the attack bonus Bingbu, of course. I just think, like, my Pulchra is the thing that is keeping this team down. Because my Billy is ripping right now. Like, recently, I think I might have, like, flashed his stats. But, like, his crit damage and his attack are nowhere near close to what they should be. But in battle, his crit is, like, 85. So he's ripping through shit. If I can get a lot more crit damage off, which this would also make up for, like, the remaining... He would have 90% crit once I get to this. Just genuinely. He'd have his crit maxed after that. And his crit damage goes up by, like, 90%.
You want to become a hero too?
Through his core passive. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, no. I finally got his fucking Winjin. It took me forever to actually get it. But now that I have it... I'm finally gonna be able to, like... actually use it to a good degree. And again, he's ripping through shit. I did initially have the disc drive set to crit damage. But he wasn't getting crits. Because I only had like 50-something% crit rate. I don't have anybody that can buff his crit rate like that. But now he is ripping because you put the crit damage buff of Lucia with I think it's like crit damage buff. It's either a damage buff or a crit damage buff, and I believe it's crit damage. With the sheer force extra that you get. On top of his own core passive, which buffs his crit damage. He's ripping right now. And again, he can be a lot better. He can get a lot better. Because I don't have shit for Lucia's. I don't have any, like, actual shit on her disk drives. I don't have any disk drives yet. And of course Pulchra, which I think Pulchra has extra shit she does. Excuse me. I am 100% going to max out Billy's skills. I'm going to hamster cage them. He deserves it. You might think, oh, but isn't your whole video series about getting Anton? Yeah, it was. It was. I still want an Anton S rank. But his A rank is so bad. Like, because I don't have any of the shit for him. That I'm just not going to be able to expect to get him up like that. Now, Billy, however. Billy hits all of the shit. He hits all of the keynotes. Also, somebody, like, sent something at one point to me that I saw Billy with his arm, and I was like, oh no. Somebody just made me realize that Billy is Winter Soldier. And I didn't like... I did not like that idea one bit. I don't need...
You want to become a hero too?
to, like, force out Billy's, right? Well, I do want a lot more shit for Billy. Because if I could get Yunkoi Tails with, crit rate main stat and crit damage substats, I'd be happy, like, very happy. Maybe also attack percent, not like attack flat. And then I would also need crit damage to be the stat that gets the main amount of fucking... I need a lot of, like, crit damage 4s. I can sacrifice a bit of crit rate, to be honest. But the crit damage needs to get higher. Excuse me. I need his crit damage way high. If I had this up, if I had more versions of this, I could sacrifice even more crit rate, but I doubt that's going to happen. And I don't have to get as many HP stats, because, like, this one has HP main stat, and it needs to be physical damage. Physical damage percent. But the crit damage on that one, it was too good to pass up. The crit damage on this particular one was too good to pass up, to not have it on.
You want to become a hero too?
I can actually, I think I should focus on getting some of Lucia's, which it's just, I believe it's Moonlight Lullaby and Yunkoi Tales, and all she wants is like HP percent. That's all she really needs. Is Moonlight Lullaby, Yunkoi Tales, because her buffs are based on her HP, I believe. Like, one of her buffs is based on her HP. So, that's something I'll need. It's HP percent, I think, is what you want, and you also want flat HP. But HP percent is fine. So I'll work on doing that. I'll work on getting her, her some, for now. Moonlight Lullaby is right here. Yeah. And I'm actually going to use my Billy team for that. That's just what I want to do. Again, Billy feels really good. Like Anton, he would be better if some of his moves had iframes, but none of them do, aside from like a very small window with his EX and his ultimate. None of his standard combo have iframes. You just don't get knocked back during some of them, not all of them. You can be knocked back if you're hit hard enough. It depends, really. It depends on how hard you're getting hit. I see if you're getting knocked back or not. What happened here? You do have to use this 3 times to actually, like... You have to use this EX 3 times
Don't worry.
to get his buff up. But then it is just ripping. Like, he beats them way faster than Anton can. And his build isn't even that great. Yeah, that has HP percent. Those are also stats that it kind of wanted, which is funny. That's kind of funny. I will keep that for now. Because the HP percent might not get a ton on the first one. So I can use that as a backup. HP percent is like the thing I fucking get all of the time. So if I struggle to get HP percent on this bitch, I'm gonna be like questioning everything. But what's funny is also, what's her name? Xiao. Also wants HP percent, and I don't have good rules for her. I am going to get the last bit of this that I need for him to get to level 60. So he's maxed out there. Yes. When I first started playing Billy, like, he just looked sick, really. But now I like took a little bit of time to actually understand how he plays and like how to get his buffs to pop. To get the full effect. And that's like a 45-second buff, by the way. When he does all 3 of those, it is a 45-second buff. But I think also his disc drives also react with his EX. Like the disc drive set that I have also reacts with his EX. So he gets even more. Like even more buffs on it. Again, he's just really fucking sick. He's really sick. I love him. This is something I want to do. However, for the moment, I think he's mostly okay. I do want to max him out all the way. But to make him even more effective, I do need to focus on Pulchra as well.
Up on the
Because from what I've seen a bit online, Norma might not be as good for him. Just in general. I still want to try to pull Norma, but she might not be as good for him as people are saying she would be. She might be better than Pulchra, but I would need to level up all my characters regardless. So this gives me a reason to actually like focus on characters other than, you know, my main. So now that Starlight Billy's level 60, let's go ahead and throw in Pulchra. I should actually do Billy's Winjin. That's what I should do. I'm just stupid. I should have done Billy's Winjin first. I killed the other guy on accident. I wasn't even aiming for him.
What are you looking at? You lost.
And dead. He cuts through these guys like butter. That's what I'm gonna do next. Instead of, like, just physically leveling up. I'm probably going to do, Billy's Winjin. So I don't have to focus too much on actually leveling up Pulchra. For now. Because this would give me a lot of base attack and HP percent. Which would mean when I start actually fixing up his Winjins, I can focus less on some of those aspects to actually match what people say he should have. I think if I got his... Oh, excuse me. If I got his Winjin maxed, like max level, I would meet the base stat requirement for attack, which is 1800 to like 2000 plus is what you want for his base attack. Again, if I get also once I get his E core skill enhancement, I'll also have to I can just like lock in the rates that I already have, like crit rate here. I can just focus less on crit rate a little bit. I would still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would still need 8 crit rate rolls. And the rest I would want in crit damage. Basically. The rest I would just want in crit damage. Because the HP percent, I'm not going to need it because the Winjin will provide more than enough. It'll be equal to this. Probably. If not a little more. Yeah.
You want to become a hero too?
Hell yeah. We are so back, brother. Let's go over to this. from what I've seen, Nirma's supposed to be a generalist support or a generalist stunner, a general fire stunner. And they've not had a good record of those. Like Coletta, fucking Lighter, I think again is the best one. And he's still not like amazing. Okay. Oh, is this Ellen? Or is this a Kaku? Who is this a reference to? Probably Ruff. Oh! Inky! When it's hurt, it wants cat food. Oh, it's Jane. I should have known that with the tail. And the knives. Uh, Oh, wow. And that is that event done and dusted. Claim all of that. Claim the Boupons. What's new? Technically. Is it the Oh, I've already done the sheet events thing. I've already started it. Again, my only reason, like, why my Billy team is suffering right now is a bit because of Pulchra. Just a little bit. And now it's just Denny's, which I do need Denny's. I do need these. But it's less important now. Okay, Ellen. I think that's very funny. That's actually very funny that I said it kind of looks like Ellen. And then Ellen appears in front of it, saying that her friend said it was her. That's very funny. I did do that quest. But, yeah, no, there we go. That should be everything for today. But seriously, like, my only...
If it's you, manager, we can go out.
The only thing that keeps my fucking Billy team right now down is Pulchra. As well as the fact that, like, Lucia doesn't have any disk drives, really. And I don't have her Winjin, her specific, like, her very specific Winjin. But I think this one is fine. I do believe this one will work for the time being. I don't really have anything else that would be great for her otherwise. Or else I would put Kaboom on her, most likely. I just haven't gotten a Kaboom yet. Again, like, Pulchra is what is keeping my Billy team from being amazing. I don't know what would be best for her either, in terms of Winjins as well. The energy region might actually be good for her, just so she can do her aftershocks more. Because that seems like that's what her thing is the, like, aftershock mechanic. She comes in for, you know, extra attacks after you use her EX. Again, with Billy, once I get his Winjin leveled up, I'll be meeting much more the stat requirements, and I can actually focus on crit damage. Because that does need to get a lot higher. That's what I would need to focus on to make him, like, actually shit on a lot of people in, like, a lot of things in DA, I would say. And Shiyu defense, specifically Shiyu defense. Because it's not that he doesn't rip through them, it's that I can't hit stuns in Shiyu defense right now. Because my stunner is ass. Pulchra is just not good at stunning right now. Because she's not leveled up at all. But once that crit damage hits like 120%, he's gonna have, in combat, like right now in combat, he gets like what? If you do all of this, he gets 68 plus 74. Let me pull up a calculator. Just so I can tell you the actual fucking real in-game values for this. 74 plus 68 is 142. And I believe Lucia gives like 30. Yeah. This 30% crit damage buff would be 172 is his in combat with all the buffs applied in combat crit damage. 172. If it was 120 right now, his crit damage would be... That's not... Hold on. There we go. It would be 218. Not including any buffs he might get from these. But this increases crit rate. Which this does, technically... This does technically push him above the 90%. But it's only for like 15 seconds. Thankfully, when you use his EX multiple times, the actual timer, the 45-second timer on his buff, his personal buffs, reset. Or, yeah, the timer resets. So he gets this, and then he gets a slight over crit. I believe. No, he gets almost to 90, like almost to 100. Just barely under 100%. Currently. Once I get his core passive leveled up, not his core passive. Once I get his, what was I thinking of? Yeah, the core passive. I'm stupid. Once I get that leveled up, that is going to push him to where that gives a slight overcrit. Very slight overcrit. God. This is kind of gonna be good. Like, he's gonna be very good. Genuinely. Ow! Ow. Why do I have these? Why do I have these? This might be good, but it's not like super. An attack or rupture. Which this actually pairs well with both Pulchra and Lucia. Her ability, her extra ability, or additional. It pairs pretty well with both of them. Considering they both do aftershocks. Which would mean the damage against any target would be 30% extra. So she might be decent. She might actually be a decent stunner for this team. Again, like, I think people were putting Dylan in his team comp, which I could see working, but because Dylan is just good in general, to be fair. But I just don't know if that's the play. It doesn't, like, synergize necessarily perfectly, I don't think. Though I don't have Dylan to prove or disprove that theory. I just don't. However, that should be it for this video. I know that it sounds like I'm, like, tryharding. I only do that for specific characters that I really like. You don't see me doing that for other characters. Like at the beginning, I was doing that for Anton. I was heavily feeling out like Anton's kit, and his whole kit is weird. The 1.0 characters have this weird problem. They just have this weird problem where they're kind of all bad to a degree. And they don't synergize well. Why does that, like, fade in and out of existence? That might be my graphics settings. If I'm too far away, this fade out of existence. I noticed that just now. Huh. Either way. I don't try to be, like, super meta heavy. But if it's a character I really like, I will try to see what just works with them. And apparently Pan is the only other, like, actual rupture support type. He has the defense, but he's the only one with actual, like, support for ruptures. uh, that like synergizes with them. And I don't know how good he would have actually been. Because if you just wanted to pull Billy instead, apparently it's very hard to get decent damage, like as much damage as you would if you had like Lucia, for example. Just because I think, what does Pan do? I know I have Pan.
We can go out anytime.
I don't think his buff has to do with crit damage. What is his buff? It gives sheer force based on his attack. Yeah, I think it is genuinely. He's got a heal, which is alright. He has a heal, and he does like a type of defense shred. Or it just increases. It's not necessarily defense shred, it's more just increases flat damage of your characters, which can help with ruptures. It just is not as good. Like his max one is only 18% sheer damage, sheer force, and it can't exceed 540. Because his additional is just the extra damage. When you hit somebody with your EX special. So, it's not quite as good. Not quite as good of a buff as like Lucia's, which again gives crit damage instead of just flat damage.
You want to become a hero too?
Because Billy is heavy based on crit. His whole shtick, apparently, is crit damage. His whole thing is getting a ton of crit damage. But, either way, that I will wrap it up here. If you do like my videos and you want to support me as a content creator, you like my content, I have two ways that you could support me down below. The first is my Honeygain referral code link. I'm not sponsored by them. It is my personal referral code link because I've used the service for several years now. Never once have I been skipped out on the money I've earned. And it's not a ton of money, to be fair. It's only $20 every couple months. But that's an extra $20. And if you do like my content and you want to support me, but you just don't think you have the funds to do that, Honeygain would be a good way to go about that without just being like, oh, hey, I'll watch this content. Because I don't get paid for people watching my content. I don't get paid for that. I'm not a big enough creator for that to be a way to support myself. That's just not... I just don't have that yet. And I'm not, like, 100% being like, oh yeah, I'll get there eventually. Because I do this for fun. I'm not, like, trying to make a career out of it necessarily. I have other things I want to do, but it would be a great way to actually be able to, you know, make some money with the problems that I have. Uh, but again, Honeygain is just a program you download onto your Android devices or your PC, and it pays you as you use the device. That's all it does. You don't have to do anything else for it to earn money. And it's a very slow process. Again, it takes a couple months to get $20, which might be a long time for some people, but it's something you just forget about. It doesn't impact your PC's performance. I can't promise it doesn't impact phone performance, but I know it doesn't impact a PC's performance because I always have it on my PC, and it does not affect my shitty laptop, and that's saying something. It's saying something if my shitty laptop can run it with no issue while also doing everything else that I'd like to do. Because it's running right now while I'm recording, by the way. And you can see that even having Discord open would make the game choppy. Where right now I have basically only Zenless Zone Zero, my recording software, and Honeygain open. And it makes the game run pretty well. So it's got very minimal, almost imperceptible impact on your performance on your device. So even if you have a very poor laptop or a poor PC, you're not going to have too much of an issue using Honeygain. And if you use my referral code, you get $3 in your account to start out, and I get $5 over the course of you getting $20. So that's how that actually helps me. Is because while you use it, I also get a little bit of extra. It's not taking away from anything you're earning, by the way. Don't think that. It is just giving me some extra because I referred you. It's not going to be like something you can earn an income off of. It's just a little something extra. And again, if you like my content, that would, and you don't have the money to like donate to me, that would be the best way to support me. If you do have a bit of extra money and you feel, genuinely generous, and you're like, oh, I love this guy, I love this kind of content, I like how real he feels. He doesn't have editing, he doesn't, clip out mistakes. That would be, the best way to go about it is, if you have the money to spare, that is, to use my Ko-fi link down below, which is the other way to support me. It's in the description. Again, that would be the best way if you have that extra money that you don't mind spending, a couple dollars here and there. I do have a donation goal on Ko-fi for $4,000 for a brand new laptop. I don't expect to hit that for a long time. I am also saving for it, but with some of my health issues and the fact that I've been getting sick so often lately, it's been harder for me to actually pay for like cat food and stuff, or not even pay for it. Again, I do work for my neighbors in order to, and they just give me cat food. They go to the store, buy cat food. Because again, we keep like stray cats out of the rest of the neighborhood. Doing what we do. And some of them are dog people and they don't want cats bothering their dogs. As well as, like, any animals getting hurt like that necessarily. Because nobody wants to see a cat get hit by a car on the side of the road type of thing. Nobody likes that. That doesn't make anybody feel good. And if it does, you're a fucking psychopath. Hate to put it that way, but, like, that's just true. If that does make you happier, you are a fucking psychopath. And you need actual mental help. regardless, thank you all so much for watching. If you've made it this far, again, genuinely thank you. I can tell how far people make it, and it's not often that they get this far, to be fair. But if you do watch this, whether it be in the future or the present, again, thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one.